Happy day after No King's Day. Happy 2 days after Becca's birthday.
Yay. Yep. Getting arthritis. I had to take my nail polish off, Jenny, because I told you I was telling the chat that I treated myself to a mani-pedi and I screwed up like 2 of my fingers. So I took it off yesterday. And then I'll just repaint them myself today. I just like to go in there every once in a while when I get my, because usually I do my own manicures at home. I'm fairly comfortable doing them at home. But when I want like a good cuticle clean and my nails filed really nicely and whatever, I'll do it. But I feel kind of dumb that I paid all that money for a manicure that as soon as I got into my car, I cracked 2 of them, you know? So
I had grown my nails out on my left hand equal to my right hand before the seminar so that my nails didn't look funny. Because when you play guitar, your left hand, you keep filed all the way down to the quick, like as short as you can get them for fingering on the guitar. And then you have long nails on this hand to pick the guitar with. So my nails are, they're always, different length nails.
Different lengths. The ones that I always have problems with is my thumbs. They always crack. Like, I don't know if you can see that. See?
Yeah.
It cracks right there on, and it's just
on the edge.
Putting pressure on stuff. So this one broke. But those are the only ones that break is my thumbs. They will crack right on the skin. And it hurts like something fierce because it's right on, So
as soon as our temperature drops below freezing, every time my car's in a garage, but it's not heated. But every time I go out to my car and I open the car door, I snap nails in the cold weather, and it always snapping my thumbnails. It's like, ow.
I use like this clear polish. I always put it on, even before I do a manicure. It's the first thing I put on, and it's a nail strengthener.
Yeah.
My nails will get really long, but it bothers me. It like to type and to work and just to do regular chores. Like I don't understand how some women can get those acrylic nails that are so long. It's like, how do you function? Like I couldn't imagine typing like this, so, but my nails are fine. It's just these 2 that always break from doing stuff,
Thank you, Lucky Girl. She's posting what my shirt says. This was my No King's Day t-shirt, and I got a lot of comments out on it. The only dictator I accept is my cat. Right, Lucy? Then that dictator would be Lucy. The other 3, not so much.
Braxy's not a dictator. She's a whiny baby.
She liked her cupcake the other night.
Yeah, she woofed it down in one bite. I'm like, did you even taste it?
Inhaled it.
Yeah, she inhaled it. So, and then she loves her little fish treats, so she's been getting those every day. But
so next Sunday is Halloween on Becca's channel. It'll be our 6th Halloween together, I think.
Wow.
I was trying to think of my costumes. I did I Eat Paste, Ghost of Ivana, Lauren Hobart with the skeleton hands on my boobs, the Bleach Blonde Bad Butch Body MTG last year, and then this. Actually, maybe this is the 5th Halloween.
The only costume I remember is when I was a ghost and I couldn't see, so I had to keep going.
Yeah.
To Cindy, no, they're not parking in front of my house anymore after I left that note. So, yay me.
Yeah, the I Eat Paste was my favorite too, Chris. Because I don't think anybody expected me to come as a male, and we'd been joking about Eric Trump for so long, calling him I Eat Paste.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
With my jar of paste, which I'm going to show y'all something gross. Hang on a second. Talk amongst yourself a minute.
I remember Johnny when he was trying to be a conspiracy theorist and he bought that shirt that said birds are not real. And then I looked it up and that really is a conspiracy theory that birds are not real. I'm like, how stupid do you have to be to believe something like that. Like that birds are not real, that they're all robots or machines or whatever flying around. Like, but it's a real conspiracy. People actually believe that.
So if you remember, I was eating paste out of a jar all night with a wooden spoon.
I thought it was icing.
It was vanilla icing, which I then put in the fridge. I thought, oh, I'll put it on something, but never got around to it. And then I saw it in the fridge, and I took the jar out of the fridge and stuck it on the counter. I was like, oh, I'll clean that out. I'll just wash it out. It's too old, whatever. Okay, that was 5 years ago.
No.
I had shoved it back on the counter, and I had like tea and stuff in front of it. I still have my paste jar, the original frosting. It has not molded. It still smells like vanilla. That tells you about the preservatives in canned icing.
You know what? I learned this in a movie, and then I had to go and check a box. I forget what the movie is, what it was called, but it has Woody Harrelson, and it's during the zombie apocalypse, and all he wants to do is get Twinkies. They don't freaking expire. I mean, they have an expiration date, but they won't expire. So I'm like, so in case there's a zombie apocalypse, we need icing and Twinkies. No,
because they will last forever. I mean, this scares the crap out of me. The fact there's no mold on it. There's it's going in the garbage, but I saved it to show tonight because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I still have that jar of paste.
I was expecting it to be like green and brown and.
Me too. When I saw the glass top of the jar, I'm like, oh shit, I know what that is. I'm like.
Growing all sorts of biohazardous shit in there.
I have this corner next to the pantry on the counter where I just shove all my tea because I have so much tea. Like it's all stacked up. I have all these tins of tea and boxes and everything. And it's like, where I go and I pick out teas and stuff. And it was all piled up. And I was trying to organize it better. Tea kept falling off the counter and stuff. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it was back in there.
Zombieland. That was the name of the movie, Zombieland. And all he wanted was Twinkies. I mean, you find out why he wanted the Twinkies. It's kind of sad, but
I don't think I can ever eat canned icing again after seeing that because I'm like, that can't be healthy.
Well, I have my icing for the cupcakes I made. So I don't care. I'll eat it.
I wanted to share a book with everybody called Blind Americans on a Goldilocks Planet. Blind Americans on a Goldilocks Planet, and it's written by David Slawson. And if I can get it to show up,
I can't see it.
Yeah, David Slawson, Slawson. It's a trail of deception played on American voters, and it goes through all the things that have been building up over time, to get Trump into power and everything. But it's a powerful book. So if you want to look for it, you can find it on Amazon. David is a personal friend. His wife, Edie, owns the massage school where I hold my seminars. And he had given it to me last year when I was there. He had published it.
Oh, wait, his husband wrote that?
Edie's husband wrote it.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
He also gives you, ideas for how to use the power of your vote, the power of your water, the wallet, so to speak, how you spend your money, food choices and ways that can improve the world and the community and everything. So he's got quite a few suggestions in it too. But Blind Americans on a Goldilocks Planet. Nice. I wish I could get his name to show up there.
How about if you make us smaller and make yourself bigger?
Yeah, there we go. Let me do that.
It's still kind of blurry, Jen.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Slawson, David J. Slawson, actually.
Johnny posted the link.
I tried turning the light off, thinking it might not blare it.
For those in the chat, Johnny posted the link to the book. And if you don't feel comfortable ordering from Amazon, go to the link that Johnny gave you and get the ISBN number and order it from Barnes & Noble or your independent bookstore, because they can order it via the USBN. Not the what's that thing with not the barcode, but the actual
ISBN number.
The ISBN number. Use that if you don't feel like supporting Amazon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm boycotting Amazon quite a bit. Yeah, and another great book, and I read a little bit from this a couple of months ago in August on Sacred Sounds of Coffee. We did an episode on the divine feminine, and we all contain masculine and feminine energy. And one of my clients had written this book called The Prophetess. Oh, here we go again, glaring. The Prophetess.
Yeah, make us smaller, Jenny. Make us smaller so that they can see there you go.
Prophetess. And it's on the divine feminine. And the author is Jane Yip, Dr. Jane Yip, YIP. It is so beautifully written. She uses poetry and prose both, but mostly poetry. And it is so beautifully written. I cannot stop reading it. So when you need something a little uplifting and get your feminine energies going, that's a great comfort book.
Yep.
Yeah, the way my lighting is in this room, I have a hard time with glare, so sorry about that. And I'll probably be reading from it again on Sacred Sounds of Coffee because I just love it. Thank you, Lucky Girl, for reposting books. Well, let's see. What's happened this week? We pardoned...
We skipped over Johnny. Johnny hasn't even...
Oh, yeah. And JenLynTarot.com if you would like to book a reading with me, or if you'd like to purchase a gift card like for Christmas for somebody for a reading. Johnny, what you got going on?
Nothing.
I saw a bookmark today and thought of you, Johnny. And I was this close to getting it. And I was like, what the hell is he going to use it for? It's a bookmark. And I know that you read electronically, but it was a Care Bear bookmark.
You know what? So
bookmark.
in the book club, this is I'm extra. Okay. So anyway, so for the book club, I went and bought a whole new ink pen and a whole new journal to take all my notes in. And it has one of these thingies, but I almost bought a bookmark too, just for it, because stupid ribbon. I almost bought a bookmark just for it.
I saw, and they only had the one of the Care Bears, and then behind it, everything was, I think, the new what was that show from the 90s that I used to, with the witches, that I used to watch all the time on?
Charmed.
I guess there's a new version of Charmed, and it was a cartoon characters of the girls. That was what was behind it, but they only had the one Care Bear one. I picked it up and I was like, oh, this would be great for Johnny. I was like, he reads electronically. Put that back. so I put it back. So my mother-in-law got me a book stand. Little did she know I have like two. So I told her that I would be returning it and exchanging it for something else. So she was like, yeah, that's cool. So I picked up another book, and then I have enough money left over for Tuesday's new releases, because there's a bunch of good books coming out on Tuesday. So I'll be back down the hill on Tuesday after work to use the rest of my gift card.
And Johnny, if you make it back to PAL bookstores, they have quite the collection of bookmarks, because I bought some there last year. I didn't buy any this year because I bought so many last year. They're beautiful.
I don't need a book.
I bought lots of cats ones.
You sent me a bunch of bookmarks.
I sent you tarot ones, didn't I, or something?
So I have plenty. It's just I don't. ever use them because I need to get them out and use it, I guess.
What you doing, Beads? You want to come up here? I'll make room for you since we're like besties. Come on,
Well,
Beads.
let's see. This week, he commuted Georgia Santos' sentence. George is out of jail.
Did he take him out of jail so he can deport him? Because you know, homeboy ain't.
I want to know why, because even though George was a big supporter of his, he's openly gay now, and Trump doesn't tend to like gay people. I want to know why he commuted his sentence. Like, what got to him? George has no money. He was grifting, and he had pled guilty to all the money he stole, and now because his sentence got commuted, he won't have to pay back most of what he stole.
Braxy has a lot to say about this whole situation.
Oh, is she going to pull a card?
You want to pull a card? We're asking why did he pardon George Santos?
Yeah. Why did he commute his sentence? I was reading for a lady yesterday that was like, I love seeing Ural's pets on camera.
Okay, Braxy, here you go. You have to pick. You got to pick. Okay. Okay. Hold on. You're going too fast. Hold on, B. She's giving me the judgy side eye, you guys.
The side eye.
Yeah, the judgy side eye. Braxy, you did really good. I really appreciate it. I really, really, really appreciate it. You did so good. Look, and she even came up in the reading. Braxy did the reading right in the center.
So what did Braxy get?
You guys want to see what this is? This is what Braxy picked. So we have the whip, the bear, the dog, the fish, the ship, and the fish. Abusing power for a friend or a loyalist or an ally. Foreign business, foreign money. Transferring business or transferring money. And foreign consulting as well. And this is Braxy, by the way. Braxy did this. She wants you to know. So it's abuse of power. And there's also something here because of this. It's almost like he's testing the waters. Abusing power. This is also sex. Remember that, you guys. Okay. Sex, abuse, addictions, conflict, power, finances, allies and friends, trafficking, transporting, moving, business. So it's almost testing the waters to see, okay, I'm going to let George Santos out. Next is going to be a friend of mine that was in business that had this going on with a lot of rich, powerful people. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you did so, Braxy. You did so good. Psychic puppy.
George can't go back to Brazil because he's got charges waiting on him there. But be interesting if he uses him as an advisor on Brazil.
Yeah.
What you getting, Johnny?
Someone paid, not him, as a woman, to get opportunity for him to be let out of jail, and a woman in a very large sum of money or promised money, opportunity and promised money.
I get the same thing, but I'm getting there's also a male involved. There's a female and a male involved, like in collusion together. Paid a lot of money to get him out, and could be some foreign overseas connections. um, to Santos that they want him to return to working on. Definitely corruption at its finest. So definitely an abuse of power. So George looks to me like he's got some connections to some people with money now. That matter.
Jenny, I'm gonna step out for a minute. I gotta go feed the baby before she starts screaming anymore.
Okay.
She probably is. I'll be right back.
Did you pull your own cards or only for only Braxy?
I pulled them and she did really good. So
Okay.
I'll be back and she'll be pulling more cards after she eats dinner. Huh. Okay.
So Johnny, let's take it a step further. Is Trump going to appoint Santos to some kind of position in his regime?
He didn't call him a good guy and all of that kind of stuff. He called him a rogue or something like that. And so it didn't seem like he had the best words for him. This probably came at the suggestion of somebody else or a paycheck of some kind.
The one thing he likes about him is he's a crook. He's a criminal, a convicted felon.
Will he get appointed?
And if
I mean,
so,
he fit right in with the rest of the clown car. So
yeah. The YMCA's are much in the chat.
I think he would normally, but he may be advised against it. There is the 8 of Wands and the 4 of Cups, like someone saying, here's what you shouldn't do, because there is conflict to come in and things of that nature, and he could be using this as a distraction too. But Santos' fate is changing a lot here, so he will be beginning something. And so if it's not for the administration, it could be something in its atmosphere, some sort of pack or some sort of this or some sort of something. He does have a big change coming as far as that administration, but I don't think he's going to work in it. But
If he does, it's behind the scenes. I'm getting, because like Donald Trump is burdened by the fact that George is gay. So yes, he will get some kind of position, but it's an image thing. It's almost like Trump doesn't want to be associated with him too much. But I get steady pay coming in, using him to attack, his enemies and stuff. But the work is done in secret. And here's that woman that he's friends with that probably paid for him his little commutation. Could even be on like prison reform and privatizing prisons more. Yeah, since he served some time. So is Trump going to cause a war in Venezuela? He bombed another ship or submarine or something, making up this whole war, or this whole. He's going to cause a full-on war because Congress is shut down, so there's nobody there to approve or disapprove. He's bombing fishermen, calling them drug dealers.
It's in collaboration with someone. So I wouldn't. You can call it a war, yes. It's almost the same when I hear Russia versus Ukraine. I don't really call that a war. This is somebody attacking and someone defending type thing in my view. Even though it's technically, yes, a war, but it's if you stop attacking us, then we have nothing to defend against, and so it'll be done, just like Palestine and Netanyahu. But here with the collaboration and the Five of Swords, this is a concerted effort by a group of people here. There's something that they want to change within the world or in a foreign place with the world card. This is meant to bring some sort of suffering of some kind here. And so they could be trying to oust leaderships and things of that nature, but this is not just him. Like he find Venezuela on the map. This is not just him. This is a effort by a couple of countries or world leaders or something, but I just wouldn't call it a war. It would just be him bullying. Because that's what he does.
It's definitely going to cause some more skirmishes, and he's got an agreement with somebody else who has paid him a lot of money or given him things of value like resorts, like he got in Qatar. They're building resorts there for him. So yeah, he may aggressively try to go after them, but it's all to do with money, and he likes blowing things up, basically. So he's moving to put more spies in place for some reason. I get it's corruption with Russia is definitely involved. So Mother Russia, there are Republicans that are aware of this plan also, that are helping with it. So I've noticed that the GOP is saying nothing about his attacks on these fishing boats. So will we see any GOP members of Congress commenting on his actions with Venezuela? Yeah, the best meme I saw was Don Jr. crying because that was his supply for Coke. Dad, you're killing my
Good Lord.
links.
I think if you do, they're not going to be they're going to be one of these I'm not running for re-election type of people, or something like that. Because here's the ousting and the burden. So there could be people who are afraid of being on the fringe because Trump loves criticism. Their way he can shoot back at you and call you all kind of names and rhinos and blah 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 and sick the dogs on you because more than being petty, he likes revenge, and so that's his thing. But I think you'll find like retired people may say some things. No one of consequence. There is a lot of assessment, and the people who are going to criticize are going to do so in a way that doesn't make it sound like he's a warmonger. It's going to be more so possibly financial or resource based. They may approach it from some sort of route to where he can look at it from a different way and not think he's being called a warmonger. So some sort of change in assessment, like look at it from a financial standpoint instead of you are doing the wrong thing or breaking the law as you do.
Thank you, Caroline. It's like they may try to temper him a little bit, but they watch his image, as a warmonger, and they need his help, they need his support, they need his charity. So I get these no cards. They're too burdened by his strength and his celebrity and his bullying. So I get they're pretty much out in the cold. Now I do get like he gets away with it for a little while, but I get that there's a woman that may come out against this and try to block it in the GOP. So another MTG moment, maybe.
She is stacking up the enemies.
You just did a video on her the other day, didn't you? Another tableau or something. Do you think she's going to go independent?
I think so. Personally, not right now, but yeah, I think so, because she's not going to be a Democrat for sure.
Yeah, she's not going to be a Democrat, but libertarian or something.
But the Epstein thing and the war thing, it's pushing her to her limit, I guess.
So Kristi Noem spent $173 million of taxpayer money on jets for Homeland Security. Little puppy killer, Kristi Noem. I don't know what I want to ask on that. In this time where they're taking food stamps and everything else away from Americans, and she goes out and spends $173 million on jets. Will she ever face any legal consequences for what she's doing with Homeland Security in the future?
Because I like how we never have money for universal health care, but we have money for jets.
And helping out Argentina for $40 billion.
An increase, mind you, because it was 20, wasn't it? And now it's 40.
Now it's 40, and then Trump and his $400 million jet.
It's like, how can MAGA not care about such a thing? I think you could have an investigation of some kind. Well, it may be more reporter based, as in reporters are digging into some things, but this looks like it's a personnel thing. There's something about the people going in and out of Homeland Security, or people who work there, or like all of them seem to do, the Ryan Walters, Sarah Huckabees of the world, they give their friends jobs and they don't work, and they make $200,000 a year doing literally nothing. And so there's something around people within Homeland Security that there's some sort of corruption there, a lot of it. On top of that, these are, word of warning is the Knight of Cups. These are just commercial placeholder jobs or something, but it's around personnel. And these two also could indicate like a sexual harassment type of thing too. Because there's the moon, there is some things that are either covered up or paid to be covered up, something around that. But I think that's what it'll be. Is something more so, not indictments or anything like that, but more so like deep dive reporting on the personnel and her time and her tenure.
Yeah, because like this money, it wasn't allocated for planes for her. So they're misallocating funds. They're just spending money however they want to. So the chaos around the money and the details of what she's done with it, is going to get a lot of attention. So I do get an indictment at the root of this, but what I'm getting is it may be a while. There's talk, to your point, about who's working like in image only, like they're in this fluffy position getting paid for doing nothing. There's all kinds of corruption going on here, and there's some kind of surprise that's going to come out about a death. We're going to return to that conversation, and that's what opens up the investigation on her, as well as some Republicans that are kind of joining forces with her. So whether it's a Charlie Kirk or something like that. What will get the government reopened?
Letting the bullies have their way. You need lots of concessions or something of that nature. Whatever it is that you want here has to be burdened or stopped in some way, or especially your strategy to try to get what you want. So there needs to be some sort of concession. The bullies want what they want. And they tried, mind you, to blame this on Democrats, number one. It didn't quite take off. And apparently they had a video playing in the airport with Kristi Noem saying that this was the Democrats' fault. The Department of Education sent out emails under other people's names and put a thing on some sort of website that said this was the Democrats' fault. And none of that really helped, I don't think. Because if you were going to blame Democrats, then you're blaming Democrats, but everybody else knows better. So there's that.
What you getting, Becca?
Letter, tree, ship, scythe, house. It's not going to move forward until there's a health bill or a bill around something to do with health. There's a transfer that gets canceled. And then there's the House and the administration. So, and it could also be like the House. When I say the House, I'm talking about House of Representatives and the Trump administration. It's not going to go. It's not going to move. This right here, this is the health bill. This is movement. It gets canceled. So until that is squared away,
I'm getting the same, like,
there's something else here too. Sorry to interrupt. The letter, the ship, and the house, something also, letters, transcripts, bills, receipts, mail, anything that's written about transitions and transfers, and then the house. But it's like, it's health. They want something in health, and this is health, and they're trying to cut something off of it. So
yeah, that's been, and that was, I probably should have started there, because I get like, it's cloudy on the work there. It's burdened. It's just kind of hanging on. I get delays on the bottom here with the hangman until the Republicans change and work across the aisle. Nothing's going to happen. So let's ask, will Dems be able to protect healthcare? Will they be able to get to some concessions on healthcare?
kind of. There is some compromise. Because mind you, one of Marjorie's little picadillos now is she's saying that if they cut such and such, my family's health care goes up. Now, she's worth $50 million, so they'll be okay. But it's the fact that, and so that's her thing. And you get what you vote for, but we did not vote for any of this. And so, but there is a man here who does have the opportunity. I'm going to assume that that's Jeffries. There's a leader there. He does have the opportunity to reach out. And here's the compromise with the devil, with the temperance and the devil there. So it's a very big compromise. And this is the thing that will sort of end everything. But you don't get everything that you want, but neither do they, because they're sort of, this is my Republican card. It's sort of shattered what they were trying to do, because apparently this is not just about healthcare. This is about a whole bunch of things, Epstein and so forth and so forth and so forth. But their entire plan is going to have to be reworked because it's going to crumble at the base. But he will have to make a deal with the devil in order to get this back open.
To Johnny's point about MTG, her family's worth $50 million. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. It ain't her she's worried about. It's the phone calls from the constituents. Because we all know, we've seen this girl before. She doesn't read the bills, and neither does her staff. She's more performative conspiracy theories than giving two F's about her constituents or anybody else. And now all of a sudden she sounds like a normal person. She's angling for something, and she's getting really pissed off, nasty phone calls. Mm-hmm. But I'm with Johnny. It's a poison pill. There's an offer here. Be careful. It comes with a lot of lies and deceits and betrayals. What they're giving you, read the fine print, because it ain't pretty and it will be exposed. So maybe they try to scoop something in there like, okay, we'll do this to the ACA and we'll fund the ACA at this, but we're going to take away from that, or something else. Like it's a poison pill. So be very careful and read the fine print. So, which, if MAGA were paying attention, this should tell them they've been lying to us the whole time when they said repeal and replace. They had no replacement. They just wanted to take it away. He has concepts of a replacement.
Yeah. Because their whole thing is they like privatizing everything, and they like, healthcare costing a fortune and making them all kinds of money. There's some kind of lie in whatever they secure that will get exposed. It's something that's worked out in secret, so it's like they better read it real close before they sign it, because the work is going to be not clear of how it works. There's a trap. There's a trap in it. Some Republicans may try to block the healthcare, of course, try to blow it up and everything, but ultimately I get some kind of funding comes through for healthcare. And then they're going to have to hope they get in power so they can rebuild it.
Can I ask this question?
Mm-hmm.
His last shutdown was 35 days. Is this one going to be longer? Can we ask that? Is that okay to try?
Yeah, absolutely.
To sort of gauge how long it's going to be.
I gotta know, but tarot's not a timing tool, so I'll just go with what I pulled there. But it'll be, I think personally, yes, because what's the benefit to reopening?
Exactly.
They're okay. They get paid. Their health care is provided by us, mind you. So they're okay. Donald Trump's been to the hospital 430 times in 10 days. He's okay. His health care bill is on us.
I'm going to say whatever doctor or nurse is seeing him.
Do you know how plugs work? Let me show you how to take one out.
We won't tell. We won't tell a soul. We won't tell a soul.
I think when we looked at this before a couple of weeks ago, I kept getting eight, like it would last for 8 weeks. And it's interesting because I'm getting 8 weeks again from start to finish. Because they're blocking the funding, and trying to blow it all up. The bill's corrupt, and they're lying about what they're trying to secure in this. So, and blocking working with Dems. 8 weeks, 8 times 7 is what, 56?
8 weeks is 2 months.
A 2 month shut, so it'd be longer.
I get a yes as well. The shutdown, everything is closed, causing a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos in the shutdown, an abundance of a shutdown. And there goes business and the economy right there. Because guess what else? It's not just government workers, it's also the economy.
Yeah.
Because those furloughed people don't have the money to pay their rent, their utilities, can't go to the store to get groceries. Most of them are going to end up with maxed out credit cards because they were trying to make ends meet because of your shutdown. So I'm just saying, y'all, count your pennies and only buy what's necessary.
And you got 2 major holidays coming up, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Nobody could afford Thanksgiving. A Thanksgiving dinner this year would cost you probably $250 to
Okay,
fit.
here's the thing, if I may. If you guys have an Aldi that's relatively close, and Aldi's, go to Aldi's because they have a package right now for a holiday Thanksgiving dinner for a meal. I think it's four at I think it was like 60 or 70 bucks, my price. And I live in California, so that's expensive. So check your area. If you have an Aldi's, they'll have like a package. And it has everything listed, the sides, the turkey, everything. So there's an option for Thanksgiving dinner. And if not, there's nothing wrong with having spaghetti. It doesn't have to be.
That's right. You can be grateful and thankful for things without a turkey.
Yeah, see, Spiritual is saying it's $40 in Chicago. Here in my area, it was about close to 60 bucks for a whole, and you get the whole bag with everything. So check your Aldi's if you can.
And you don't have to fix so many sides and have leftovers for days.
Yeah, you can do something simple like a chicken pot pie or shepherd's pie or soup or spaghetti. It doesn't have to be traditional turkey. There's ways that we can be mindful of what we're
Because
spending.
the point of it was supposed to be food and you're sharing with your family and You can do that over, popsicles. So don't try to be, Martha Stewart country living magazine type of thing. It's not necessary.
Thank you, SW.
And there's another ripple effect because I just seen this news report on YouTube about the DC area. Since everybody is gone now, all the restaurants have no customers.
Yeah.
It's like, well, nobody's here because nobody's being paid, number one, and nobody's coming to work, number two. So it's a ripple effect. It's not just shut the government down and nobody gets paid. No, it's like nobody around you gets paid either.
Yeah, the local economies are going to suffer big time. And JP Morgan Chase came out the other day with the report because they're seeing the numbers trending from all the businesses that have had to close from the tariffs and the banks that have had to consume that debt. They're seeing the same trends from 2008 starting again. And they're like, it's coming. I'm like, we're already in a recession.
Yep.
Kamala Harris had it down to a T. She said, well, economists are saying we'll be in a recession by the summer. We're already in one. Just because he's not reporting the numbers doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
We have eyes. We can go to the store and see what's happening, So
at this point, it should be illegal to be Republican, I think.
I mean, check your bank account. Can you afford to be Republican? That's my question. Check your bank account.
Good God.
I guarantee you can't afford it.
So we have a new Arizona rep that Moses Mike, or Grinder Mike as they call him now. That's his new nickname, Grinder Mike. He That's pretty petty, isn't it?
I ain't heard that one.
He won't swear in this new rep, and the Arizona AG is because she's been certified and everything. There's no reason not to swear her in, and I apologize. I cannot remember her name. It's hard
I
to
can't remember
pronounce.
her name either.
Somebody put it in the chat for us because I'm drawing a blank on her name. Mike Johnson's new name is Trump's Little Johnson. Raymond, you are bad.
Johnny or Jenny, get the chopsticks. Get the chopsticks.
For those that missed it, South Park had Trump in bed with the devil, and the devil was asleep, so Trump couldn't do it with him. So he got out his chopsticks and was jerking off to it with chopsticks.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
With his little tiny mushroom. It's so little he has to use chopsticks to hold it.
Oh Lord!
That show is out of control.
You gotta
knows how to hit every area.
You gotta love South Park, man.
Oh my God.
You thought we were petty. They got us beat by a mile, dude. By a mile.
Oh, dear God in heaven.
There's some channels on YouTube that have played clips of it. So if you don't get South Park Comedy Central, you can still see clips of it. It was hysterical.
Adelita Grivalja. That's her name. Adelita Grivalja.
Will she get sworn in this week? I don't think Mike Johnson is even in DC since he shut down. Like nobody's in their offices. Will she get sworn in this week? I can't even read that.
But it's, oh, good God.
Enough said.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You know, we call ourselves petty boots, but
if you
our
don't say
chat
it, you
is
got
the
to believe.
pettiest. Our chat is the pettiest. We love you guys.
Lord have mercy.
Plucky,
you get the prize of the night.
you guys, that was so far the comment of the night. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Thank you for not being a bunch of pearl clutchers.
That's me right now.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, is she going to get sworn in this week?
He went on, I forget what channel it was, if it was CNN or another news station. He just sat there and lied about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll put her in when she's ready to be sworn in. You know, she has her making it sound like she was already there in Washington and she's the one refusing. She's there. She just has no access to anything because he will not swear her in. So she has none of the administrative stuff. She doesn't have a phone. She doesn't have an email address. She has nothing. Nothing.
She can't negotiate for things for her state.
No, she can't do anything.
And he tries to, we have to, verify everything. It's been verified already.
Mm-mm.
He's going to keep delaying. What are y'all getting?
What'd you get, Johnny?
Last card's the star, so I'll say yes.
Mine's looking like a yes as well. Success or energy, significant agreement or a contract or a promise. So I'll believe it when I see it because that little slippery bastard is all over the place.
Because I'm getting like, it may take legal action, and the AG from Arizona has threatened to sue him if he doesn't swear her in. Here she is working for America, trying to do the work. I'm getting, he waits and waits, he waits and waits, he waits and waits.
I would be curious. I should have an okay week this week. at work, I would be curious to do a grand tableau on him, because we know he had his hands all up in the schmuck with Elon Musk and Trump.
Yeah.
We know because Trump told us. We know.
Lord Jesus. We know because Trump told us.
Yeah.
You pulled off a scheme and a heist, and then you told me about it.
Yeah. More than
What?
once. More than
Yeah.
once.
5 times.
Why MAGA can't see it when their own leader tells you?
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. These protests, these No Kings protests that keep happening, you cannot tell me when you look at those pictures and all those people showing up that he won, because bots have an odd way of not being able to make it into real life where we live to go protest. His presence is only a bunch of bots online with the help of Elon Musk and whoever the hell else is helping him. They can't come out and protest because they're not there. And he told us himself. He told us.
His violent insurrection didn't have as many people in DC as these protests had.
Jen, he didn't even have that many people for his own birthday. He had more people at
For
January
his little
6th.
birthday parade.
He had more people at January 6th than for his birthday parade. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. And we're supposed to believe you won all 7 swing states? Get the F out of here. Come on. Come on.
So how is Trump feeling post-protest? Does he realize nobody likes you, man? We're checking the obituaries every day. Nobody likes you. I mean, I know he doesn't care. He's dropping all these crazy ads, and
One day we will wake up to his obituary. That's right.
Thank
Hopefully
you, Carol Newby.
because I done seen Grim Reaper try to take out Mitch McConnell. It's like, dude, I appreciate the gesture. It's the other one we want you to do.
yeah, we'll deal with Mitch McConnell. Just take care of the other one.
When I saw that video on TikTok, Johnny, I had to send it to you. I was like, this is
The
just-
joy that filled my heart.
I was like, Johnny, this is for you. This is for you.
I'm like, what should have happened when the ghost of our past lives together pushed him on the ground? They should have waited until he got up and then pushed the sumbitch again. One for each hand. I hate him. I really do.
I hate him too.
It's amazing as many times as Mitch has fallen, he hadn't broken something. Break a hip, break a
Because they
disc,
don't
break-
push him hard enough. That's
He's kind of stooped over. He doesn't fall hard to fall.
Yeah, so this time they need to try concrete and brick, not carpeted areas.
Or he's got a,
You know what?
he's
Like
got a
when he's
turtle
walking,
shell on.
and you can see him trying to reach, and and then he falls. And the look on his face is all.
Thank you, California.
I want him to be like the turtle and just cage it up and just flip it and I just get to walk past him like, what are you doing?
It looks like a cockroach.
Yes, exactly like one. So are you trying to do the backstroke? Shouldn't you be in a swimming pool? What are you doing right now? You disgusting human being. He's the reason we can't have nice stuff. I just want y'all to know that. He is it. He was there before Trump.
He's like I said the other night. He's done more damage to this country than Trump
Then
could ever do.
just about anything other than Fox News.
I tell you, nasty people live forever. Diane Keaton passed away. Such a sweet, kind person, animal lover, just a wonderful actress. Come on, who's next on the list? Come on. Robert Redford passes away, an activist, environmentalist,
The lady from the what was it? The gorillas, the gorilla lady.
Jane Goodall.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we've lost 3. Can we have one from the other side now?
I mean, come on.
Give us
Ozzy
one.
Osbourne, yeah. Ozzy too. That crazy son of a bitch. you know.
Ace
So,
Frehley just passed away from Kiss.
how does he feel about the
Yeah,
protest?
when is Kid Rock's turn? Somebody.
Hopefully at the Turning Point USA Super Bowl alternative. I sent you guys the picture of the lineup. Talk about rejects. Talk
What was
about
that?
rejects. And I called it. I was on Twitter or on TikTok, and they were like, "Who do you think is going to be?" I was like, "Kid Rock, Ted Nugent." And what's on the list? Kid Rock, Ted
Kid
Nugent.
Rock. Ted Nugent. I mean, Chuck Grassley's in his 90s. Is he not next on the list?
No, he's eating too much of that preservatives, Jen. That's why Trump won't die, because he keeps eating too much McDonald's.
They're full of salt and vinegar. That's why. Mhm. I get 5 of Pentacles. He feels out in the cold and rejected and picked on and things of that nature. Because mind you, Donald Trump, above all else, wants to be loved and liked. He wants to be clapped for. He wants to be aspired to. He wants to be the center of attention. He wants all the. This is why all of his problems came out, because he ran for president. He wanted to be. Actually, he didn't run for president. He ran for popularity contest. So he feels rejected and doesn't know what to do about it. 2 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. So he's a little stressed and strained over such a thing, because he's easily annoyed, because he likes to be liked.
He's definitely feeling rejected, and he doesn't like it. Yeah, and what's funny is like he said in an interview, "I'm not a king," and then he releases all these memes of him with a crown on, right?
Yeah.
So he's trying to figure out how to change to someone people love. When are they going to love me? He feels
We'll love you when you're dead. We'll love it when you're
rejected
dead.
and isolated. He feels exposed as a leader to America. He wants to retaliate, though. He just wants to make plans to retaliate.
So I get the ship, the heart, the mice, the sun, the cross. Nervous, anxious, because it shows that he's not as successful as he would like you to believe. If this is success and energy and triumph, that's a burden. And he's scared that they're going to know that they transitioned and moved stuff that was desired and it was stolen. That's why he's scared. Transition,
That he's not popular.
desire, stolen. His success is not real. It's a burden. So I'm getting anxiety from 2 points. They're going to see that I'm not as successful as I'm claiming. And they're going to see that because those people are out there protesting, they start putting 2 and 2 together. They're going to see that we transferred stuff and stole something.
So he said again last week, "I don't think I'm getting into heaven." Like, that's the way you put it. I don't think I'm getting into heaven.
Isn't that
I
weird?
say that too. I seen that only because not what he said was trending, but Paula White was trending. She's supposed to be his spiritual advisor. All of the MAGAs were upset with her because he shouldn't feel that way, because it's her job to convince him that he's a good person and he's on his way to heaven.
That he's fighting the good fight for
Yes.
all the religious zealots.
So they were ticked off at her.
So
Here's the
Why
thing,
does-
Johnny. His other religious advisor just got indicted for sexually assaulting a minor. Yeah, he only got 6 months, but you're not upset about that? Oh, he raped a minor? That's okay. Paula White's not doing her job for making him feel like he's getting into heaven.
we know that narcissists don't own what they screw up and stuff. They don't own their mistakes. Why does he think he's not getting into heaven?
Jenny, I was going to ask you that because typically, to my understanding, narcissists don't really consider their mortality because they're above everything, including death.
Well, and they try to control when they die and how they die.
Yeah. So what was the question, Jenny?
Why does he think he's not getting into heaven? Does he think St. Peter's a liberal? why does he think he's not getting into heaven? Is it something somebody told him? Because, little earworms stick in his ears, somebody says something. Why does he think he's not getting into heaven? Heaven's not good enough for him? He's going to go to some other exalted place?
Don't send him to hell because that's where I'm going. So I'm just saying, heaven is the bad place. Hell is the good place. Don't send him where I'm going.
There is. Okay. Because I think something spoke to him, or maybe it's a conscience of some sort. Because you have to bear in mind, we're not in here, in between his ears, 24 hours a day. But something does have access to it from the other side. And here's the first card is judgment. This is waking up the dead soul, that type of thing. And then there's the sun. This is the card. Both of these can be cards of regeneration. Something from his past. The Eight of Cups has come up again, and it is the devil and the Page of Cups, baby children. And then there's the devil. And so he believes he's not going into heaven because he has sort of a flashback upon his life, possibly, to where all he cared about was fleshly desires and things of that nature. He said he made life great for a lot of people on earth. That's what he said out of his mouth. But yet, in his soul and in his spirit, he knows exactly who he is, and he knows exactly what he's done. And he does not feel as though heaven is a place he could go because of who he is. Good. I want you to keep thinking that. And mind you, he's been sick a lot too. And then that's the time you start to think about your mortality a little bit more.
Eat another cheeseburger. Eat 4. It might be your last.
3 pieces of cheese.
I get the storks, the bear, the ring, the garden, the woman. I'm going to read that 2 ways. Helping to raise money from a network of people that are committed. So a grift. Another way to read it, higher, power, social contract, woman. Take of that higher, power, contract, social, and then a woman. Make of that what you will. Make of that what you will.
Thinks Kamala's going to heaven, maybe, as opposed to, here's what I'm getting. He thinks there's a court to get into heaven, like a trial.
Oh, God. Jack
Okay.
Smith is going to be on there.
Yeah, and he loses all his court cases. So if it comes up in the higher court, he's out in the cold. He thinks, and there's no appealing to a higher, there's no SCOTUS in heaven. He thinks he would lose the court case to get into heaven. He thinks there's a trial, a jury to select if you get to come in. Because there he is.
Eat another cheeseburger. Johnny, get your freaking voodoo doll and stab him in the legs. In the ankles. You have to get him in the ankles.
Thank you,
Hopefully
Patty.
he'll get a blood clot that will travel up to his lungs or his brain and kill him. Not that there's much left,
Wait, are these smaller than chopsticks? Could he use those?
Those are smaller than chopsticks. But you've got the scaled down Trump, so it would be even smaller on him. So, yeah.
Oh, dear God in heaven.
Is that mushroom that you have is too big? It should be more like a grain of rice. One
Yeah,
grain
on a voodoo doll.
Okay.
So, Homeland Security got hacked this weekend, and somebody got a whole bunch of ICE agents' names that they're putting out there. So, are we going to see some ICE agents get doxxed like crazy now? All those masked, we don't know who they are,
Did you see
names
the
are
governor?
coming out.
Pitzer, I can't pronounce his name, saying,
Ritzer,
we're going to start arresting you. We are going to start arresting you people. I'm like, yes, do it.
that's what we need to do.
Do
I can't believe people haven't ganged up on some of the ICE agents, but the police, because like last Monday, 27 police in Chicago wrote up reports that they were pepper bombed by ICE. So our police,
they arrested a cop. They
did.
arrested a cop and detained him. Mind you, he's whiter than me. And they were saying that he was an illegal immigrant.
Yeah, and also pepper spraying them. 27 pepper sprayed. So yeah, we need to arrest ICE. They're illegal. They're not identifying themselves. They're kidnapping people.
That's what they should have done at the very beginning.
But are we going to see it? Yeah, we'll look at that next. Will we see some arrests? But will they get doxxed? These names come out, people start showing up at their houses. Like, who was it? Nick Fuentes, that they started showing up at his house? Had to move back in with his mom. Start blocking, how they block the ICE facility so they can't get their cars out. Start blocking them at their homes so they can't get out. What you getting, Becca?
Yes, people are committed because they are causing a lot of suffering, and they are committed to reciprocating that by causing a lot of suffering a lot, committed. So yes. Yep.
What you getting, Johnny?
Whole bunch of negative stuff, news and messages, and this is going to ramp up too, because of the violence and the deaths and the things and all of that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of changes, but it's a lot of information with the Page of Swords that comes out about a bunch of them. So it's like packets of data coming out all at the same time, because mind you, these people are not career professionals. These are thugs off the street that they just gave a badge and a gun to.
They're not trained. They're not even military trained. They would never survive in the military. I call them the fat fucks. I've never seen so many fat, overweight thugs picking up old women and dropping them, shoving them over.
Meanwhile, Keg's breath is over there giving a tongue lashing to military high brass. We don't want any fat people. Have you looked at ICE?
Have you looked at ICE? The funniest thing I saw was they were chasing after one guy, and they were all out of breath. Two of them, they couldn't keep up because they were so fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get they get burdened. People try to block them where they're at. Surprising, I get a big yes, and trying to make them think about what they're doing here in this regime. Doesn't make them think really, but yeah, they're not going to like it. They're not going to like it. So
on a little side note, as a Dodgers fan, we're going to the World Series again. For those of you that don't know, baseball is full of superstition. Super superstitious. That's how I know. That's one reason why I know that fat orange Cankle McTaco Tits did not win, because the Dodgers won the World Series right before the election. So that was my first takeaway. He didn't win because the Dodgers won the World Series. We're headed to the World Series again. I don't know who we're playing yet because the other two teams are still doing their thing. But there was a lady at the Seattle game, I think it was, and there was a Dodgers fan rooting for the Dodgers, and she threatened to call ICE on him. She said, "I'm going to call ICE," blah, blah, because he was a Hispanic, as most of us Dodgers fans are. LA is full of Hispanic people. She lost her job And she had a very nice paying job. She was like a lawyer. And that's what's messed up. She was a lawyer and lost her $160 something thousand job. And then on top of that, she was a director for some other thing as a side job in her area. They forced her to resign from there too. She got fired from there too. So I'm just saying.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
It was Make-A-Wish. Thank you. It was the Make-A-Wish Foundation. She got fired from Make-A-Wish Foundation for being a racist CUNT at a sporting event, threatening somebody to call ICE. And the guy she was threatening was a veteran who was deployed twice and a U.S. citizen. And she was threatening to call ICE on him. And all he was doing was just cheering for the Dodgers.
We have a lot of Hispanics that play, pro sports. I'm surprised they haven't sicked them on some of the players.
And that's what I don't understand. For as racist as they are, why are you watching football? Because I don't know if you have eyes that work, but over 95% of the players are black. They ain't white. So why are you watching football? Why are you watching football if you hate those people so much? I'm just curious.
So are we going to see any ICE agents arrested before the end of the year? Show them what due process is. Thank you, Marley. Any ICE agents arrested before the end of the year? Because to me, that's what it's going to take to get them out of these states.
I think, yes, it'll be a very big deal, at least for a little bit. There is the strength and the justice. That's what fell out. And so I kept it. And then there's the Two of Wands and the Queen of Cups. There is some plans to create some sort of support system for the actual police departments in various places. Because mind you, let's go back to Texas and the immigration roundup that they were trying to do there. And a lot of police officers were like, no, we're not complying with such a thing. Because at first they were leaving it to the police departments to go into churches and trying to arrest people. And they're like, we're not doing that. Because no crimes are being committed and you can't, I'm not doing the stop and frisk and that check your papers and all that garbage. And so they're trying to create some sort of support system for the police departments because this is going to get ugly.
Yeah, and they need to do it on state charges because Pam Bondi would and Trump would pardon them anyway. What you getting, Becca?
Yes, the bear, the birds, the heart. Yes, power, force, authority, chit chat, talking, gossip. Something that is desired or something that they're passionate about. Yes, people are going to be arrested. Arrest them all. Arrest them all. And they were saying in the chat that they shot the priest in the head with a rubber bullet, and it's not just that. They just arrested an ICE agent who was drunk off his ass, Jen.
I saw that.
With his kids in the car.
Driving with his kids in the car.
Didn't know where he was, had no idea where he was. You cannot tell me that man doesn't go home and beat the crap out of his wife or his girlfriend acting like that. You can't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And doing racial slurs at the cops that were arresting him for driving drunk. I get this is going to blow up big time. Their bullying, especially to a woman, is going to land them in court. This is going to grow. We're going to see a lot more picking up this options because they're betraying law enforcement. So this is going to be like the shot heard around the world, like everybody's celebrating, like, yes, take these efforts down. It's going to start blowing up big problems in this administration. But victory on taking them down. It's going to be bad news for our leader, his little lifestyle, and those that support him, the Stephen Millers and everything. But yeah, it's going to grow, and they're going to burden the crap out of ICE.
And to your point, Jenny, it's also starting a big problem between the thugs that are, who knows where the hell they came from, who probably all have criminal records, working for ICE, and they've been clashing with local law enforcement and police. So where are you? Are you a back the blue, blah, blah, blah people, but you're okay with ICE, pepper spraying, beating up cops, arresting them for no reason?
Yeah.
You got to
don't hear the GOP saying boo about that. You know, the fact that they're brutalizing cops.
They're brutalizing cops, and you know how cops are. I am no friend of cops. They're mostly, they mostly subscribe to this mentality, but I'm glad it's there because now you can see this is what you voted for, because you know every single cop, not every single cop, that's an exaggeration. A generalization is that they mostly all vote red and they're all Trump supporters. Didn't the union cop guy come in and endorse Trump from one of the unions?
Yeah.
This is what you signed up for. Now you have federal agents that are thugs, people that you would be arresting, coming and arresting you and pepper spraying you. So I hope you learned. Hi, BB. Look, it's all your friends.
Braxy.
Braxy's here to help me. She said she wants to pull cards. Look at
I'll pull one for a cupcake, Mom.
pull cards. You're going to help us. You're so good. Okay, you got to pay attention because we got to do the next question. Okay. All right.
Okay. Supreme Court, are they going to gut the Voting Rights Act?
Okay, you got to help me, Brax. Look, she's very interested.
Very focused. She's like, focus on the questions. Supreme Court, are they gutting the Voting Rights Act? They've been signaling that they are.
Okay, Brax, you got to pick. Okay, this one.
She's very focused.
This one. And this one. Okay, thank you. You all saw it. Braxy pulled those cards.
What'd you get, Braxy?
That's a yes. Social, energy, triumph, success. It was something that was promised and something that they're committed to. So that's reading like a yes.
What'd you get, Johnny?
And yes, too. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Judgment. So I think so.
Yep. I get strength in the Supreme Court. That's what they're putting forward, and they're not done with it yet. There's something else they're going to do that's going to slam voting rights. So I don't know what that is, but they're committed to this. That's they want to bring an end to voting rights in America and backstab the Dems.
To which I'd say every governor that's a Democrat, redistrict the shit out of your state. Redistrict the shit out of it. Gerrymander it till they scream no mas.
Will we ever see free and fair elections again in the U.S.?
Braxy, you going to help me? Okay, you got to help. I'm going to ask if we will have free and fair elections. Okay. Okay, Brax. Okay, you pick this one.
Ace of Swords, yes. Four of Pentacles in certain places. If there is a vested interest in Republican mentality, then you'll have more of an issue. But again, yes.
What'd you get, Braxy?
Braxy gets that it's going to be very hard. Ship, mice, mountain. Ship would be transfer, transition. Mice taken away, diminished, stolen. mountain, obstacles, and delays. They're going to make it even harder. Harder. Like they're stealing transitions or transfers, if that makes sense.
We're gonna have to vote in numbers so big, even with gerrymandering, that there's no Republicans getting in. I get they're gonna have to blow this all up and rebuild it. So thank you, Lori. They're gonna have to make some plans on how to temper all of our elections back down again and rebuild it. This is going to be like redoing laws to allow growth in voting rights. Victory on that, by the way. So I get all these ACEs, which are yes cards for me. There's an opportunity to do that and to get the manipulation and corruption out. I'm getting like 3 years out, maybe 3-4 years out. It's a timing thing to get enough people redoing the laws around it. And overturn Citizens United would be one way to help. So the press refused to sign Hegseth's pledge at the Pentagon, because they want to keep free and free press. I think the only ones that signed it were OAN or something, where they're trying to control the press at the Pentagon. Are we going to see, and to stop the leaks, are we going to see more leaks out of the Pentagon? Because the press refused to sign that they would let the Pentagon look at anything that was leaked out first before they report on it and stuff.
Also, from my previous reading, ship, mice, mountain, foreign, thief, that's an enemy. Stick a pin in that.
Wait, say that again.
Foreign, ship, mice, thief, mountain, enemy. From my previous read about fair elections.
So getting the foreign influence out.
Will there be more leaks? Yes. And Calcifres, I think Hegseth, will be the source of at least one. I get the Emperor here, a person in charge, the Ten of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. There's something around, again, messages or something, but this is like stuff that's written down or texted, because I get the Page of Wands too. There's Page of Wands and Page of Pentacles for me when it comes to messages are two different things. This one is like Page of Pentacles is something a little more physical you could hold, like a document of some kind. Page of Wands is more communication, so like a text message or an email, something you wouldn't typically hold as in itself. So he's got two different things, so maybe a more signal chat type of thing, and then some more actual documents that maybe he left sitting in a bar somewhere. But the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles is a definite yes. There's a whole bunch of it here. It's built up stuff that's supposed to be somewhere else other than where it is. And the Six of Pentacles is him giving information to someone. So through passing it along, he may have passed it to Anderson Cooper instead of, Cooper Anderson. And so whatever the case may be, I think he is the source, or people in charge are the source of the leaks.
Yep. Some very disturbing news. Chaotic news. Right here that comes out. So, yeah.
Yep. I'm with you, Johnny, on that. Like, there's something material, like leaving files in a bar. Like he goes for his afternoon, midday, morning, mid-morning cocktails or something. And he leaves something. There's something tangible. There will be whistleblowers and leakers all over the place backstabbing him. His bullying changes everything. So they're all guns in. I get there's some kind of betrayal about the Trump-Putin relationship. in what was agreed to there. So they'll watch for that. Something to come out about Trump and Putin. There may be more on the moving of children around, and what's happened with them. I'll put it that way. So, when they imprison, in these detaining centers, parents, where are the kids? Where are the kids? Where are they trapped at? Prince Andrew's in the spotlight again. More coming out about Fergie knowing about his relationship with Epstein and stuff, and he's just getting bashed like crazy in the British press. There was a book somebody wrote in the UK. What was it called? I can't think of the name of it. Y'all help me in the chat. The book that was exposing a lot about Andrew and Epstein and Ghislaine. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, is he going to end up having to leave the royal family, so to speak?
Well, he's already he's
taken his royal titles away, right?
Yeah.
What's his future? Entitled. Thank you. Entitled. By Andrew Lowney. What's his future look like? Will he end up in court over anything?
You gonna help me, Rex? Okay, you can help. What does Prince Andrew's future look like over the Epstein files?
Oh, Virginia Guffrey's book's coming out Tuesday. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. She's the one that unalived herself, correct? Is that correct?
Yeah, in Australia. Nobody's Girl by Virginia Guffrey.
I think it's devastating for him, but there's no jail or anything. This is more of intense mental anguish, which good, carry it around with you forever. Because there's the Nine of Swords in the Chariot. He cannot seem to win or move forward because no one on earth that has heard of this is going to forget it. And so every time his name comes up, that will be attached to it. You think of Einstein, you think of E=mc². You think of Prince Andrew, you're going to think of Epstein. And so there is the worry and the stress over that. The Six of Cups, children, and then the Ten of Swords. This is sort of what killed his future, and so forth and so forth. But listen, it's a royal. If he was a black woman royal, this would be a different story. But he's a royal, so you can say, oh, he has no title anymore. Whoop-de-doo. There's the Ace of Cups and the Emperor. He is still who he is. And so don't expect him to be under the jail and so forth and so forth. He's not going to be destitute and homeless and starving on the street neither. So there is that.
Found it interesting. His daughters didn't spend Christmas with him and Fergie last year. They instead went where King Charles and William and everybody went. Sandringham or whatever the name of that castle is. They went there for Christmas and didn't spend Christmas with their dad. I think he's going to get shunned like crazy. His life is like put on hold. Like he can't figure out how to make money. His children shunning him, like they're not going to trust him with their own kids when they have kids. Like, dad's in the room, hide the grandkids.
The mountain, the tree, the child, garden, and fox. He will be ostracized from polite society. But he's still around circles with children He's just being more sneaky about it.
Oh man.
Child, society, and network, sneaky, sneaky.
Old habits die hard.
So he's still going to be doing what he's doing. He's going to be, maybe he'll go to Thailand. There's a huge thing with that sort of stuff in Thailand where the families sell their own 5 and 6-year-old dogs.
Thailand and Cambodia and stuff.
Yeah. So he'll be ostracized, but he's still, the tree is there. It's a health thing for him. Either it's an addiction, it's a mental health disorder. Not that I'm excusing that behavior. I think he should be skinned alive with his penis chopped off, shoved so far down his throat he chokes on it. Okay, that's my belief. But it's almost like an illness, a sickness that's not treated. So even though he's ostracized, he's going to continue to do it. Just be more careful this time. So that's all I'm saying.
Nasty old man.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty young man, nasty old man. Barron Trump seemed to have made 150 million off of some crypto profiteering, insider trading. So is Trump hiding money through Barron? Because where would Barron have the money to invest in crypto, right? Does he have to give the money to daddy? Somebody had to give him the money to invest and the tip, insider tip.
It's his. He's a Trump, first of all. I said this a long time ago when he was like 16, 11, whatever he was. Give him time, and he will show you. He's a Trump. He's going to be he looks just like Donald Trump. He's going to be just like Donald Trump. There is the 5 of Cups and the devil. He is corrupt too. And there's something here that maybe he just regrets that he didn't do more, or that he started out late in life or something. I don't know, but I think it'll cause him more problems in the future too. But there's the Magician and the 6 of Cups. He is a manipulative little thing. And so he had his own Bitcoin or on whatever crypto. He had his own thing. He was making deals with Farmer Bro guy, so Skrelly. And so he's been in that whole thing. He's a disgusting little creep. So
There's only one Trump that I know of that's not a piece of shit, and that's Mary.
That's it.
That's it.
Cousin Mary.
That's it. That bloodline is so polluted with corruption and everything else that it's just like.
Remind you, that's the one they ripped off.
Yeah. Now listen, I asked, is Trump hiding money through Barron? And when I got these cards, I got so happy. So happy. I think my soul left my body for like a second.
Is that tickets to the park?
Tickets to the mother effing park, girlfriend. Health, news, someone's very ill and dies. My soul left my body.
Yeah, just to clarify, when I do personal readings, I do not laugh when people have someone in their family in ill health and on the verge. Trump, I will laugh all day long when he gets tickets to the
You guys
park.
thought the No Kings protest was big? Wait till he goes back to the mud. Okay, because this is saying somebody's going back to the mud. Yeah, one day we will check and see an obituary. Put that back up, Johnny, please.
And I will bake a cake for him.
One day we will wake up to his obituary. See? And I asked if Barron was hiding money for him, and this is saying someone's going back to the mud. So,
So
listen, do not play with me like that, Spirit. Do not play with me. I better wake up tomorrow to the obituary, or I will be pissed. That's
But-
all I got.
I'm getting it's coming from like Melania helping him. to be set up. Maybe because she knows Kinkles is getting ready to croak, right? So I don't get it's coming from Trump so much, but maybe he is getting ready to pass on. That's a passing on card. So working on the inheritance, and trying to help his money grow while he can, and helping his celebrity status and manipulate that. So getting him out there in the world. Somebody might start looking into his money. So that would be interesting if somewhere down the road we have a little investigation on Barron.
It's all Trump's money. I mean,
But
where is Barron and Melania clocking in at?
Yeah, they're not. Oh, she's been having conversations with Putin about
Yeah, there's that.
About the children in
about
Ukraine.
the children. But listen, when I was doing that video, eating chips and talking shit, we asked when he was going to die. Whip and Ryder 11-1. Listen, I know it's a stretch, but Lord, would I be so happy if we wake up in November and the news, breaking news, Donald Trump found dead, choked on a cheeseburger, or something.
Just for shits and giggles, will we see extreme partying in the street when Trump passes?
Well, there will be parties when he dies.
First card. There he is. 5 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. The Ace of Wands. Firecrackers.
Dude, it's gonna make Charlie Kirk's funeral look like
In my head
I
too.
turned my head better than Charlie did. I turned faster.
I'm going straight to hell, you guys, but it's the truth.
That's where all the good drinks are, though. Because I picked the Ace of Wands, I said to myself, firecrackers, right? And I said, well, firecrackers is more of the star because all the crap in the sky. And then that's the next card I pulled. So, yes, there will be a celebration because ding dong, the witch is dead type thing. The 5 of Cups, 6 of Swords, and the star, basically. So, once his transition is underway, then there will be some celebration.
A lot of fireworks. This would be something that's bright, shiny in the night, like stars, and a lot of them. A lot of fireworks. A lot.
Because mind you, why would you celebrate a person's demise? Because that person is evil. Not bad, not horrible, not a horrible person. No, actual evil. He cares nothing about anyone, and he will do anything to anyone, and he raped little children. So this is a person we do not need here on this earth. Thank you very much.
He beat his own wife.
Thank
The
you.
one that he's got. No, was it Marla Maples or Ivanka? The one
Ivana that he
Ivana. Raped her, beat her,
snatched
talked
her hair
about
out.
have sex with his own daughter.
Celebrations and wishes granted. And who's partying the most of Melania? There's going to go a lot of work into the celebrations. Party in our government, party everywhere.
She can joke on a chicken bone too, for all I care.
I mean, if you all thought we had fun when we thought he was dead for that whole week,
You had fun at the No Kings protest? Wait till he's really gone.
oh my god! And I hope it's like in the most horrible, most embarrassing fashion ever. Like with a diaper full of shit, his half choked on a freaking cheeseburger with one hand,
Yep.
all like
That
Hey,
video where he
guys.
dumped poop on the protesters, I hope that's him getting poop dropped on his coffin.
There's
sitting in the Oval Office, and there's a bathroom upstairs, and the lines break, and he dies because he's drowned in shit. Literally, that would be
Literally bury him in a big old, like embalm him and bury him in a big old poopy coffin. You know, I hope that coffin reeks of poop.
oh my god. Come on,
Okay,
Grim Reaper,
we're
I
all
know you
going to
got
hell.
it. Listen, like I said, I'm convinced hell is the good place and heaven's the bad place. So we're gonna
Okay.
have a lot of fun in hell.
Who's going first, Trump or Mitch McConnell? I want to
Oh,
know
good.
who's next on the list.
Will Trump die before Mitch? Okay, hold on.
It depends on if I like felonies or misdemeanors. That's what it means. Donald Trump. Six Swords transition. This one is going to be put away, so convalescent, and the other one will be on the River of Styx.
I gotta know. Trump's not gonna die before Mitch. Old and senile, completely has no idea where he's at. I mean, if he's gonna hang on for a little bit longer, which I really hope that, just not for vanity, but just for hope that those cards are right and he dies next month. Please have the camera. I hope he falls down a whole flight of stairs, smash big orange head on every freaking stuff going down.
Wouldn't that be great karma if the two of them went around the same time?
Yeah.
Oh my God. The cleanser.
It was like, you know, the evil has finally left the earth. Part of it, at least.
I get the bully, which I think of as Trump first. The betrayer exits first. Goes to the other side. The grifter. Big parties. Big parties. But I don't think it'll be long after him that McConnell goes. Now, whenever I look at when somebody's going to exit, I usually see anywhere from 2 to 5 different exit dates. So that could shift.
Johnny, get the voodoo doll. My Cheetos are downstairs.
Mitch McConnell looks so vacant. Like when the press was asking him questions, he's not in there. I don't think he comprehends anything.
I'm going to hell.
He was all neck and eyeglasses. That's all I saw.
It's interesting. Like if you tighten his necktie, he would have a nussy neck like Trump.
They all have nussies. I just listen. That guy's a piece of shit, so I don't feel bad about making fun of him. So do it again. Okay, hold on.
You need some glasses on, little glasses. Raxie, your turn. Imitate Mitch McConnell.
Hi, baby. Hi.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Mommy doesn't want you around Mitch because he's evil and you're super sweet and such a good girl.
And stay away from Christy Nome, too.
Yeah, so I would kill that bitch before she ever touches my butt. I will snatch her wig and her eyelashes. I'm telling you. Huh, BBs. Yeah, good girl. Anyways, sorry I derailed the show again. Sorry.
ICE killed some family's dog when they barged in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, why do we have Trump? Like,
Steele.
Yeah, why do we still have him? What's America supposed to be learning from this? Or, I mean, number one, he's got the whole GOP covering up for a felon, pedophile, grifter, cheater.
That doesn't give a shit about any of them.
Yeah, that doesn't care about anybody but himself. Why do we still have him?
America's power
we're supposed to be learning?
It's just America's Tower moment. You know, I've never been a big fan of the whole we're going through life to learn a lesson type thing. I remember things from my past life. Well, I shouldn't say remember things. I acknowledge things in this life that have to be from a past life because they don't make any sense for this life, like my fear of fire and all that stuff. I've never been in a house fire to where I would be afraid of it in this life. It has to be something from the last life, so forth and so forth. But what was the lesson in there? I don't know. There was no lesson for me. It's just some crap that happened. This stuff happens, and then it carries on into the next life. And so right now, he is just a part of our tower moment. Whatever the planet alignment is that said this is what's happening to America right now, there you go.
I'm just going to say my personal opinion. I'm not going to pull cards. The reason he's there is because leadership failed to do their effing jobs. Mitch McConnell failed to convict him in the Senate. Merrick Garland sat on his hands for 2 years before even thinking about appointing a special counsel. Nobody had the balls. Nobody had the balls. So next time you go and vote in your area, make sure that you look up everything about the candidates that you're in, who's funding them, because we don't need another situation like Fetterman in Washington.
And Sinema and Manchin.
And Sinema and Manchin. We don't need
Nor do we need the oligarchs, you know,
that's
affecting everything.
without cards. Just my opinion that nobody gives a shit about. So
yeah, I'm getting part of it is the laws in the past, like they needed to enforce them. That they're blocking from enforcing the laws. So the betrayal, the corruption, just going on and on and on. We need to change that, and we need to write tougher laws. We also need to break down all the people that working for him. Just having a good old time on taxpayer dime and feeding these kind of political leaders into our government. Money, 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 money.
Mm-hmm. You know, they used to say that Obama is who we wanted to be and that Trump is who we were, but I don't think so. Trump is not who the majority of us ever will be. And I think the protests prove that, because we who are all out in the street all see the same thing. And we don't see that same thing in us, but we all see the same thing. There are people, though, who follow him because they're part of a cult, and, that's how that works.
And they have the ugliness in them. And that's a really, I don't want to be associated to people like that, because to be in that energy 24/7 where you're just viewing everything in your life through a lens of hatred, tolerance, no.
The otherism, and they're all coming to get you. They're coming to get your freedom and your guns and your kids, and it's like
Meanwhile, Pam Bondi and Donald Trump just did that thing to come after people's guns. Wait till they find out it wasn't the black man, dictator, communist, fascist, Marxist, because they can't tell the difference between any of those that came and got their guns. No, it was the orange man that came and got your guns. Surprise, surprise.
Becca, who was it? Who was it that said that she arrested the girlfriend of the founder of Antifa? Was that Kristi Noem?
The puppy killer, yeah.
So is she going to produce evidence of the girlfriend of the founder of Antifa, which doesn't exist?
There was over 7 million people just yesterday.
Is she going to AI a girlfriend?
What a buffoon. What a buffoon.
Antifa.
I mean, I hope to God we're all Antifa. I hope to God we're all anti-fascist. Come after me, ICE.
My adopted grandfather, Bill, the one that talked me into going into the Navy because he was a retired Master Chief in the Navy, fought against freaking Nazis. I'm sure a lot of these red hat wearing cultists, their grandparents fought against Nazis.
That's right.
And
if you want to see Antifa, if you want to see Antifa, go to a veteran cemetery. Yep. There's your Antifa. Yep. I think we should organize as Antifa. I think we should make it legit. Mm-hmm.
No, they'll move on to talk about something else, I think. The Seven of Cups, gaslighting, making you believe something. The Ten of Cups, they will produce more names or more this or more that. Queen Antifa. And then there is the King of Cups and the Eight of Cups. They'll start talking about something else, maybe a man who is organizing some sort of Antifa march or Antifa chapter in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or something. So they'll move on to another person. But none of these people actually exist, I don't think, because it's all Seven of Cups make you to believe something. It's not.
We know they don't exist because Antifa doesn't exist.
The dog, the stars, the coffin. Did she arrest Antifa's girlfriend? No. This is an attempt to kill the movement because these are people that are loyal, trustworthy, protective. Okay? And it's widespread. Like think about going out at night where there's no light pollution and the billions of stars you can see. It is widespread and they want it to come to an end.
They can't get a grip on
another
it.
thing, if I may, really quick, for all the people that are, oh, I don't know why you're protesting. It doesn't do anything. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Not only does it apply pressure to our elected officials, because Chuck Schumer, that spineless piece of shit, was getting ready to cave until everybody protested. Okay. Yeah. It also defeats the narrative that they have the power and this is what we voted for. We did not. We did not. It dismantles, it puts numbers and bodies and faces to the people that are against what's currently going on. So don't ever let anybody tell you that protesting is a waste of time.
Doesn't help.
That doesn't help because it does.
It does.
And people overseas have seen us. They had protests in Spain. They had protests in Germany. They had protests where else? In France, in Italy, in Ireland, in Scotland, in solidarity with the United States.
It's not coincidence.
It's not coincidence. It was in solidarity with us. Do not let anybody tell you that this doesn't do anything. They're trying to squash it.
This little lover of that's getting a lot of attention that materialized is something they collaborated on to make it sound like it's from some wealthy man. No, they won't produce anything. It's all corrupt. In trying to curtail the protests.
Canada, Japan, Mexico, Canada, Australia, everybody joined us in solidarity. Yeah. And like I said, querer tapar el sol con un dedo. You cannot cover up the sun with your finger. The truth is too big. That's why they're trying to squash it because it's too widespread and there's no way to contain it. It goes beyond our borders, you know, so don't let anybody tell you protesting doesn't do anything. Don't. Anyways, I'll shut up, Jen. Sorry.
But unless you're getting out there and trying, I don't want to hear from you.
And if you can't, like I was unable to because of, you know, circumstances, if you can't support somebody that can, you know, or donate to your local chapter, there's ways to participate, even if you can't physically be out there, whether it's you had circumstances or your health doesn't allow you to be, or you're not mobile, or you don't have transportations. There's other ways.
Yeah,
to help.
Even driving by and honking your horn in support is a big thing for people who are unable to stand on the sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Jenny, do you got another question?
Does Braxy want to pull one more card? Braxy,
she's right here. Want to help?
Is Trump aware of how much he's hated around the world?
Oh, you're gonna like this one, please. Come on up here. You want to read? Braxy doesn't like him. She wants to bite him in the balls.
Roro's getting in on the action. You gonna pull cards, Roro?
So does he know how much he's hated around the world, BB?
There's a picture of him where his neck is folded in, and it looks like private parts.
Yeah, and from Time magazine.
Somebody wrote, I bet when he looks in the mirror, he tries to grab it.
And you know what else was interesting about that picture, Johnny? Know what else was interesting? You can't see it because I'm on my computer. But I have piercings up here. The holes are still there. I have piercings over here. The holes are still there. I have a piercing here and a piercing here. The holes are still there. Tell me how his whole ear grew back like SpongeBob after he was shot. Okay? Please, I'll wait.
What you getting, Rexy?
The mountain, the cross, and the woman. He recognizes that he's an enemy and he's suffering for it because there was supposed to be a woman. He made her suffer and carry the burden. But he knows that he is recognized. Getting the cold shoulder, no respect, no dignity, no honor. Just an enemy that causes suffering. He knows that that's how they view him. So, yeah, I think he knows. He's very much well aware. He's very much well aware.
What you getting, Johnny?
Page of Swords, negative words, 8 of Wands, a lot of words, the 4 of Wands, his administration, the 5 of Wands, conflict, justice, his relationships with those here on this earth, and the 2 of Swords, where you try to blind yourself to your reality because you don't like consequences. And so, yes, he does see it. He wish he didn't, but you can't unring this in particular bell. Oh, boy.
It plays through his mind all the time on a constant loop that he bullied a woman with strength, took her position. It plays on him at night, so that may be part of why he true socials a lot at night. Burdens him at night, that he's trying to figure out how to get those that love him, help him elevate to higher ground. He keeps waiting on somebody to show up for him. Nobody's showing up for him.
Can we ask one more question, Jenny? I know that we're over on time, but is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that he's completely checked out. Not that he gives a shit about the country anyways. We know from his first term, based on everybody that talked about it, that they would keep his presidential daily briefs to half a paragraph because that's all he was able to comprehend, sit through, whatever. Lawmakers in DC are a totally different story. Just look at MTG that you guys were reading on earlier. All of a sudden changed her tune. Okay. Lawmakers are well aware what the hell is happening in this country, and they're well aware when they look abroad that our allies are going, oh, hell no. We don't trust you. We don't like you. What is going on? So how do Republican lawmakers view or feel about what's going on right now in the collective of this administration? The problems at home, the impending economic crash, our allies abroad, how he's made the world more dangerous, because from where we're sitting, it just looks like they're playing along. And if that's the case,
are they so bought into Project 2025 and wanting a dictator? Are they so bought into that and the power that they could care less what they do to the country?
And that's the thing. I don't think all of them are. I think that they're just a bunch of fucking cowards. Pardon my French. I think that they're a bunch of cowards too afraid to step outside of the line. Because I can guarantee you, Murkowski does not believe in Project 2025. I guarantee you, Susan Collins, that piece of shit, does not believe in Project 2025, and a whole bunch of other ones. They're just going along to get along. You know?
It's just like Charlie Kirk didn't believe in what he said. He just said it because that's what they sell. Laura Ingraham, that other one that writes the books, they just doing this because they know there's an audience for it, and those people love that kind of red meat. Hierophant in the 8 of Pentacles, this would be the government and this would be the working. This is also a lot of details on things that are being worked on. The 5 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, negative news and then being out in the cold. No, they do not believe in it, and no, they don't like it, that type of thing. But like Becca said, I think this is more of a cowardly thing. There is the Knight of Cups, the false knight, and the 5 of Wands. They're afraid of conflict. They don't want to upset the administration, number one. They don't want to upset the image because they care more about the R at the end of their name than they do about the country or their constituents. They want to protect that Republican thing because to admit anything else would be to admit basically their whole platform as a con.
Yeah.
They sit there and they run on this and protect America, that, and meanwhile he sent $40 billion to another country and bankrupted the farmers, and none of them said anything.
While
So-
invading our own cities.
And so you have proof that they have absolutely no regard for American people, but they're afraid to upset the image and go up against the administration. So they won't do anything.
They're also afraid, like they're told not to come together, and it is a betrayal, of our government and our systems and everything. But I think they're also afraid of the violence that someone would manipulate and sick on them, sitting in the White House. So there's a little bit of a fear factor there. Well, too bad. Then get out of politics.
Exactly.
You had multiple chances to get rid of them.
You had multiple exits on your freeway to hell. Okay.
Yeah. They've been taught the lies so much that they just can't. They just keep moving forward with it. They don't want to be seen as the backstabber, the one that brings down this whole mess and the whole Republican Party. They don't want to be seen as that. Well, get out of politics then.
Yeah. I get the clover, the moon, the bouquet, the woman, the ring. With these cards, I'm willing to put my head on the guillotine that they voted for Kamala Harris, not this guy. An opportunity for a famous, talented woman that was committed. They could have worked with her. And they recognize that. Famous, talented, crafty, well-liked, beautiful, happy, joyful. They could have worked with that. They're going, we should have Kamala. We should have Kamala.
They're going to have to own it when they send us into another recession, as Republicans always do. They've already sent us, but it could go off a cliff into a Great Depression,
When they send us into another depression and this stupid dumbass starts a whole bunch of other wars because he's got eyes on Venezuela for the oil. Don't forget that. And Congress has completely abdicated their duty. They're like, yeah, go ahead, do what you want. The Constitution.
I will just shut down the government. We're not even there to tell you no. They're not even in the Capitol.
Yeah, explain it to me like I'm a dumbass, how you're going to sit there and say that you're the party of law and order, the only party that cares about our vets. Meanwhile, military families are lining up at food banks because they didn't get paid 4 days ago. 4 days ago. They get paid on the 1st and the 15th of every month, period. And they didn't get paid. Make that make sense.
Well, we will see everyone next Sunday for Halloween, Petty Boot style. Pettyween.
Pettyween. I'll have Braxy in her little pumpkin Halloween costume. And
Lucky heroine, behave yourself tonight. You got the comment of the night.
I'm going to take Braxy that day to the little doggy bakery in her costume so she can get her free cupcake. So she'll be a good girl. You're gonna go trick-or-treating. Yes, you are. And then I'll take her to like Lowe's. I think we'll give them treats too. I'll take her to Lowe's and the other place to get her treats. So I'm gonna take Braxy trick-or-treating in her pumpkin costume, you guys. So that should be fun.
Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next Sunday night.
Thanks for helping me out tonight, BB. You're such a good girl. Yeah.